Hey everybody, it's Todd. It's time for another song story. We talk about some of the songs that are scheduled to be on the new worship record this fall, songs for singing. It's always fun to talk about these songs and also good for me to remember how exactly they came about. And so, one of the songs that's definitely going to be on the list for the CD is a song that I wrote a year or two ago called We Lift Them Up. I'm not as interested in sharing the story of writing it because the writing wasn't anything very unique. I think it was just, guitar in hand and try to write a song. But what was really interesting to me was sort of the response this song got. This was back when I was writing one worship song a month, and I would post it online. And I'll actually put a link at the bottom. If you click on the YouTube video that you're watching now, if you were to click on, you'll see down in the description box. I'll link to it. So in this really strange sort of way that really is I guess, a testament to the beauty of YouTube and the internet and people passing things along. So I did the song. I recorded a video here at the church. I did. I think I was in one of the kids' rooms, one of the children's ministry rooms, and recorded this song, "We Lift Them Up." And I really loved it. I really liked the song because the song was a prayer song. It really was intended to sing about the fact that we can bring our cares to the Father, that we can lift them up. And I just liked it. I just liked the way it felt. I liked the way it sang. It had this big, epic sort of bridge section that I really liked. And I posted it and immediately started getting some response. And so, just so you know, like anyone else, I've got friends who love me and who care for me, and they're gonna like anything I do because they're my friend and they're supportive. But I started getting some tweets and some phone calls from friends saying, "Hey, man, I really love that song," which is it's a little rare. That doesn't always happen, and so that just kind of kept happening that whole afternoon, and which made me think, okay, well, this is a thing. Like this is, I like this. Felt good, to have that sort of, confirmation or affirmation about a song, and and then over the next couple of days, actually was contacted by folks who weren't even in my circle of friends. Someone who linked the video to another person who shared it. One guy from a little town in the south of us called me. He got my number from a mutual friend and called me and wanted a chart, and so that he could do it in his youth ministry, and it was really a interesting experience. It doesn't happen to me ever. Usually, if I write a song, we play it, and we play it for a while before people kind of like it or decide it's of value, what have you. But it just reminds me of the fact that with as many songs as there are in the world, and specifically songs about faith and worship, that it is encouraging to me that new songs or songs that say something in a fresh way, or maybe songs that fill some sort of need in the worship dynamic, that they do make a difference, that they do impact people. And I will say that yes, there is a need. There are a lot of types of songs that there aren't many of. As a worship leader, I experience that when I'm wanting to put a song in a set list or sing about a particular theme. There are a lot of times where I can't really find songs about a given topic. And part of working in a Bible church, you really realize that because we tend to preach through whole books of the Bible, and so you do get a sense of, oh man, there's some real need here. I need songs that say this or songs that say that. And so a song about praying, about lifting up our cares to God, it's a little different. We don't have a lot of songs like that. We have a lot of songs saying, God, you've been good, or God, I trust in you, or God, you're worthy of praise. But we don't have a lot of songs that really describe why we bring our cares to the Father. And so that is why I really want to do this particular song on the record. I think I consider it a little bit of a sleeper hit in that I think it's a great song. I've never had the chance to use it yet. I think I may have sung it one time in a prayer time, but I really feel confident about it. And so, giving so far on the Kickstarter has been good. A lot of you have come so strong and have been so faithful, and you've spread the word. And I mean, some of you have just been so encouraging to my heart, and I really do appreciate that. And I would say maybe if you're thinking about donating, or maybe you don't know, maybe you don't know me as well as I might think, or maybe you don't have money to give. I would ask that you'd pray for me. I really do. I really do want to make this record, and I do want to share these songs. And we're at a point now where we need some consistent giving. We're kind of behind the curve a little bit, behind the schedule on being able to make that 10,000 by the deadline. And I'm asking you to pray. I'm asking you to spread the word, to go to the Father, and just to ask that He would bless these songs and that they would be spread. I am not a fan of arrogance or ego, although we all deal with it. But I think that there's a big difference between ego and calling, and I do feel called to share these songs with churches near and far. And I feel that that's what God's called me to do. And so thank you. Those of you who've given, you're partnering with that. And we'll never know until we are with the Father what those songs did. I'm looking forward to that day, to be able to have that knowledge that that songs might have touched people in ways we never even thought possible. So we lift them up. Definitely one of my favorites. Looking forward to do it. Looking forward to you guys hearing it because I think it says something that we need to be saying, that God, we can bring our cares to you and we can bring our need to you. And I certainly feel that way today, that raising this much money in just less than a month, it's overwhelming at this point, if I'm being real honest. I'm worried some that we won't make it. And that's just me being real. But I can bring that to the Father, that I can lift up needs small and needs that are big. And so thank you. Thank you for listening to me talk about these songs and for supporting. I don't have to tell you that every single dollar makes a huge difference. Fundraising is not a real fun thing. But when you do feel called to share these songs, it makes it a little easier to ask for help. And I'm asking you guys to help me out. Help me raise this money so that we can provide songs for the church.